Today we have installed a brand new stereo in the SATvan, and to sort of grasp this concept a little bit better, I would recommend wearing headphones for this video. What's going on, everyone? Back with another episode of Stuff and Things. Another SATvan video. This time it's sort of on good terms. It seems like lately I've just been sort of breaking things on the van and I've been running into some issues, but as those issues arise, I'm slowly ironing them out. As of right now, everything is in tip-top shape, running order, and we're actually going to be doing a little bit of a van trip here for the next couple of days, and you guys will see that stuff in a future video. Now, I figured since the SATvan has been under the weather and it's been going through a lot, I figured we would spice things up a little bit and upgrade one of pretty much the only things that I have not touched on the van yet, and it's been pretty bad from stock. If you guys have a Sprinter van or you've ever been inside of a Sprinter van, especially the chassis that I have, my van is technically a 2018 Mercedes Sprinter van. It is built on the NCV3 chassis. That's the specific one that we're talking about today. You'll know that the audio system is kinda meh. I've lived with it for about 3 years now. I've taken phone calls, listened to music all across the country. I listen to a lot of podcasts, and the audio quality, I just sort of dealt with it. The van in general is pretty loud because of everything that we have going on in here, gear rattling around and just loose fittings and things like that. So I am always turning my stereo up all the way to sort of drown out the rest of the noises. The stock stereo system in these vans are not great. It sounds like you're inside of a tin can. When you're taking phone calls, a lot of times it's very hard to hear, so I find myself turning off my Bluetooth and just talking on the phone like normal. And then when it comes to podcasts too, the words can get kind of muffled and it just straight up doesn't sound good. So I sort of had the opportunity to offer up my van, the NCV3 chassis, to RoamRig and SATvan because they have developed a new stereo system that's pretty much plug and play. There is a lot of good things about this system, one of the main things being that you can wire this up to the stock head unit. You would think with all of the modifications that I've done to the van that I would sort of want like a big touchscreen display with Apple CarPlay and things like that, but I actually like how analog this van is when compared to the newer chassis. Now, this new stereo system was developed by RoamRig. It is being sold exclusively through SATvan, and I'll be leaving some links in the description down below for all of the details. They are already available for the newest versions of the Sprinter van, and after my whole testing and everything that we've done here, they are available for the 18 and older Sprinters as well. So what is this stereo upgrade? What did we do to the van? How did we change it to make the sound a lot better than it was from stock? This system is what RoamRig and SATvan is calling the Beatbox stereo upgrade. Essentially what we did is replace both door speakers, both tweeters up just below the front windshield, and we've also added an 8-inch subwoofer underneath the passenger seat. Now, there are a few little prerequisites that you want to keep in mind before doing this. One, your passenger seat underneath has to be completely empty. Mine, of course, was all emptied out when we switched over from the AGM battery system that was in my van over to the RoamRig lithium system. Still one of the best things that I've ever done to the van. So with all of that space under the passenger seat cleared up, it made me the perfect candidate to be sort of the first one to have this in the NCV3 chassis. Now, if you are a DIYer and you like to sort of do this stuff yourself, it looks pretty complicated on video because we sort of pulled the entire van apart. But if you've ever worked on the electrical systems inside of a Sprinter van, then you know that you have to remove a lot of the panels to get access to where things go. If you don't like doing things yourself, I believe there are two different options of where you can have this professionally installed by a RoamRig installer. I had mine done at the new SATvan shop, Al Off-Road in Arvada, Colorado, and I believe you can also get it done out in California. You may even be able to get a mobile technician depending on where you live and where the RoamRig technicians are at the time. So if you're seriously interested in doing something like this, then check out the links in the description down below. Now, I've been living with this new system for about 3 weeks, and right after it was installed, it sort of like rekindled my love for the van. I didn't realize how bad the stereo actually was until it was upgraded, and now I could never go back to the stock audio system. Music sounds way better. It bumps with that sub underneath there. It's a really good sort of full tone compared to before. It's not too overpowering at any aspect of the system, and there are some dials on the side where you can actually adjust things. You can turn up the gain. If you're not a fan of thumping bass, which you should be because it sounds so good in the van, I've actually found myself sitting in parking lots with the van turned off just bumping music, where previously I would just listen to music on my phone or like a little Bluetooth speaker. The stereo sounds so much better, and it's gonna be really hard to tell on video, but I'm gonna give you guys sort of a before and after comparison, and then we'll sort of blend the two together to hopefully give you guys a good understanding of what this thing sounds like. This is the point where headphones will definitely come in handy, so put those in, turn up the volume a little bit, and check out how it sounds.
Baby girl love my bop and I like me too. No roof on my top and my babe see-through. Ain't on the pen, don't stop, they ain't gon' feed you. I've been all on my grind, so why I need you. Baby girl love my bop and I like me too. No roof on my top and my babe see-through. Ain't on the pen, don't stop, they ain't gon' feed you. I've been all on my grind, so why I need you. Big flex, my swole up. Double cup and I'm pulled up. Hating like hold up. What's the problem? I'm pulled up. Big flex, my swole up. Hard body, they fold up. Shawty say I done glowed up. Double text on my phone up. With your boy in the man of the year. I'm not a fan of your peers. Serve him a fade on my hand on the shears. He not the man of your peers. Heart of a lion, I'm trapping the fears. I love the man in the mirror. Cry me a river.
So there you guys have what the new Beatbox stereo upgrade from RoamRig and SATvan sounds like. Hopefully that came through well enough on video to give you guys somewhat of an idea. Like I mentioned, they are available for the NCV3 chassis and also anything like 2019 up to the current model Sprinter. So if you're cruising around the country on one of those two chassis and you're thinking about upgrading your stereo, check out those links in the description, and I'm super happy with it. If you're curious to hear what this thing sounds like in person, my van will be at a few different expos this year, most likely Overland Expo Mountain West in Loveland, Colorado, and I will also be attending the Revel Rally out in Moab, Utah, right around the same time. So if you want to hear this thing for yourself, I'd love to meet you guys in person. Come out to some of those events and you can find out my full public travel schedule, which is available over on my website right now. If you have any questions or other thoughts on this system, let me know in the comments down below. I'll try to answer anything as best as possible, and I believe that's going to be all for today. I'm going to get the van ready and we're heading west. So stay tuned for some more SATvan adventure videos. That's going to be all for today. So if you're new to the channel, consider clicking subscribe. I make new videos every week. As always, thanks for watching. I'll talk to you in the next one.